Tarrio, where we give you a verbal image of life, and we are everyday people. I'd like to welcome you all to the show. Now, I'm not going to do this in any particular order, right? But it's all pertaining to one individual. Also, it's pertaining to a warped ideology on race. And it also details how screwed up we are in society, right? How times change. How at one point, yesterday's person who was discriminated against, how they can be today's racist or the one that is discriminating against others, or joined on with the racists to discriminate against their own people. You gotta laugh to keep from crying, you know? But let me set this up, right? I'm gonna go in this order, right? And you'll understand why I'm doing this. Right. I just wanna get this right, because it's crazy. Okay, it's crazy. It is crazy. Matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do? Hold on. We're going to do this. Now, this is about Sammy Davis Jr., right? Check this out. And you'll understand why I started with Sammy Davis Jr. Sammy Davis Jr. was born on December 8, 1925, in the Harlem section of Manhattan in New York City, the son of an African-American entertainer and stage performer, Sammy Davis Sr., and Elvira Sanchez. During his lifetime, Davis stated that his mother was Puerto Rican. However, it came to light that Sammy Davis Jr.'s mother was born in New York City to Cuban parents who were of Afro Cuban background, and that Davis claimed he was Puerto Rican because he feared anti-Cuban backlash would hurt his record sales. Because at that time in America, they hated Cubans. Afro-Cubans, white-looking Cubans. If you was Cuban, they called you Spig. Go back to Cuba. They hated the Cuban race, right? So Sammy Davis Jr. had to claim he was Puerto Rican just so he could survive, right? Now let's forward to 2021, right? Because you're not going to believe this. You're not going to believe this, right? Now, you have a person who calls himself the leader of the Proud Boys, right? Now, he pleads guilty to burning the D.C. church banner, right? His name is, and we're getting to it, Enrique Tarrio, 37 of Miami, Florida, right? Now, that's him, right? Now let's look at Enrique Tarrio. He was born in 1984 or 85, is the chairman of the Proud Boys, right? Tarrio, who is Cuban American and of Afro Cuban background. What? Wait, say it again. He is Cuban American of Afro Cuban background. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Well, who are the Afro Cubans? Afro Cubans are Cubans who are of West or Central African ancestry. The term Afro-Cuban can also refer to historical and cultural elements in Cuba thought to emanate from this community and the combining of native African and other cultural elements found in Cuban society, right? Such as race, religion, music, language, the arts, class, culture, right? Look, they speak Spanish, they speak Lukumi. They speak Habla Congo, English, Portuguese, and Cuban Sign Language. Afro Cuban religions, right? Abaqua, Area religion, Cuban Voodoo, Paleo, and Santeria. These are Afro Cubans. This is the lineage of one Enrique Tarrio, who is the leader of the Proud Boys, who claim of fame is white nationalists, or i.e. white supremacists, right? How can a Cuban, Afro-Cuban, be racist when his whole race or lineage was discriminated against in America, but now in 2021 you join with racists to discriminate against blacks in America when you were considered a spick? What the hell is going on? I don't get it. I do not get it. Tarrio is of Cuban heritage and identifies as Afro-Cuban. He has been married and divorced. After 2004, Tarrio relocated to a small town in North Florida to run a poultry farm. God, that tell you right there, he moved to North Florida to run a poultry farm, a chicken farm. Right? Come, Afro-Cuban. You know, he's dealing with the barnyard pimp. He later returned to Miami. He has also founded a security equipment installation firm and another providing GPS tracking for a company. Tarrio owns a Miami t-shirt business known as the 1776 Shop, an online vendor for right-wing merchandise. So, in regards to his views on extremist groups and ideology, Tarrio has been quoted as saying, "I denounce white supremacy. I denounce anti-Semitism. I denounce racism. I denounce fascism. I denounce communism and any other ism that is prejudiced towards people because of their race, religion, culture, tone of skin. In regard to his own ethnicity, he has said, I am pretty brown, right? I'm Cuban. There's nothing white supremacist about me." So what he's saying is, look, man, I'm surviving, right? I'll pack the white supremacist flag if I have to. You know, I gotta survive, right? He's surviving. Now check this out. Proud Boys leader pleads guilty to burning D.C. church banner, right? Wait a minute. Now check this out. The national leader of the Proud Boys, a far-right extremist group, pleaded guilty Monday to 2 charges, including one involving the burning of a Black Lives Matter banner stolen from a Washington, D.C. church. Enrique Tarrio, 37, of Miami, pleads guilty in the Superior Court of the District of Columbia to 1 count of destruction of property and a local weapons charge. Each offense carries a maximum sentence of 180 days in prison and or a $1,000 fine. Tarrio's sentencing hearing is scheduled for August 23rd, and the court has ordered him to stay away from Washington, D.C. before his hearing, right? Because the Proud Boys also had members that were there in the insurrection on January 6th. Now, confusing part, that's why I say only in America. Here you have an Afro-Cuban, right? Meaning a black Cuban, right? But sides with right-wing ideology. When that same right-wing group hates him, but yet they allow him to be the leader, even though they discriminate against blacks and hate Black Lives Matter, when Enrique Tarrio would be a member of the Black Lives Matter since of his Afro-Cuban heritage. What? I mean, you can't write this stuff. On December 12, 2020, a group of Proud Boys, including Tarrio, stole a banner that read "Black Lives Matter." he he hates the Black Lives Matter movement, and while the Black Lives Matter movement is fighting for him because he's Black Cuban. I mean, did they MK Ultra him or something? Or they give him too much LSD? I don't know. Is he brainwashed? Was he in Cuba at the time when the agents was there and they felt nauseous and they got sick and they detecting these waves coming from somewhere, that was causing their equilibrium to be off, and he never recovered from that? Or did he stand too close to a 5G tower? I don't know. But on December 12, 2020, a group of Proud Boys, including Tarrio, stole a banner that read "Black Lives Matter" from the property of the Asbury United Methodist Church. The banner also had the logo and website address of the church, the city's oldest Black Methodist church. Now, he knows that it's the oldest Black Methodist church. You steal the Black Lives Matter and then you burn it, and as if you was disgusted by it. At the intersection of 11th and East Streets, Northwest, numerous identified members of the group crouched down and set the banner on fire using lighter fluid and lighters. Tarrio took responsibility for the banner burning, posting a photo of himself holding a unlit lighter near the banner and the social media platform Parler. He also admitted to the offense in comments to multiple media outlets. Tarrio traveled from Florida back to Washington, D.C. on January 4th, 2 days before the Capitol insurrection, where he was arrested for the destruction of property. When police searched his book bag at the time of the arrest, they found 2 high-capacity firearm magazines, both displaying the insignia of the Proud Boys. Tarrio told detectives he was planning to give the firearm magazines to a customer who was also going to be present in the District of Columbia. Numerous members of the Proud Boys have been charged for their roles in the assault on the Capitol on January 6th. After Tarrio was arrested in January, the Proud Boys turned to new leaders, including Ethan Northine, a Seattle-based Proud Boy leader who helped coordinate the group's role in the insurrection. Okay, so it's making sense. According to detailed filings describing the pro-Trump nationalist group activities. Okay, so they kicking him out because he couldn't justify his racism. You're Afro Cuban, a Black Cuban, right? You think they're gonna trust you when they despised your foreparents when they first came to this country and the way that they treated the Cubans in America? And you come along, I want to be leader of the Proud Boy. They used you so they can say, well, we not racist. Look, we got Enrique Tarrio with us. That's like, what's the Chappelle character? Tyrone Bigham. Enrique is Tyrone Bigham. He don't even know he black. Well, but then again, he did state that he's a proud Afro-Cuban. So, okay. Well, then, your ideology is not in tune, in lockstep with black people in America. Ontario. In March, prosecutors unveiled new conspiracy charges against 4 leaders of the group, charging them with a plot to disrupt Congress' certification of the 2020 election. Now check this out, but hold on. Check this out. They found magazines on Tarrio, right? Now this was on January 4th, right? 2 days before the insurrection. So he told him, look, man, the Texas, he was planning to give the firearm magazines to a customer who was also going to be present in the District of Columbia. So they locked him up, right? So now he has an excuse on why he wasn't at the insurrection, right? Now, is there, or no, I take that back. What is going on? You have Afro Cuban Tarrio, right? Then you have the 63-year-old doctor who was arrested for the plot on Haiti, which he had Colombians helping him to supposedly assassinate the president, right? And I'm looking this up real quick, so y'all bear with me. This was a doctor charge in the Haiti in Haiti's assassination. See if they gonna give me his name. Yeah, Christian Sanon, Sanon, the Haitian American doctor accused by authorities of plotting the assassination of Haiti's president, spent months planning a foray into national politics in the country. And the only reason why I question it is because he was paying the people that was involved in the plot to assassinate Haiti's president. They said $3 a month. Where did he get $3 a month when he was an out of work doctor? Right? What's going on? Right? What's going on? It's something. Something just don't pass the smell test. Right? Enrique Tarrio gets arrested 2 days before the insurrection. So he's not there. And since that, they replaced his leadership. But why would he think that he'd be trusted? Right? Was he using the Proud Boys, or were the Proud Boys using him? Now, is he safe? Or is he a target? I mean, it's a lot going on in the world today, and I'm telling you, people, wake up. You can't go around closed off in your little world, because you are a part of the whole. Your thoughts help shape the direction in which we're traveling. Meaning, if you're not putting nothing in, then you're throwing your mercy at the will of others, and then when it's time to divvy up and you get nothing and you wondering what happened, was simply because you didn't put anything in. Right? Now, voting. See, voting would have to be a collective effort. Used as leverage, because you voting to get something out of it that you want. Since we as a people are so ununited, disunited, not united, then we can't create leverage within our vote. Right. except during a presidential election. We can say, look, we're all going to come out because we have force and power and numbers. And we're going to come out and we're going to say, hey, we want you out and we'll put this person in. But then the one that lost will always come back and say, well, wait a minute. How do we know that the black vote is intelligent enough to hold that type of power? How do we know if the black voters even understand how to vote within their best self-interest? How do we know that they just strictly are not voting dealing with race? Right? Because that's the question behind the scene. So then the colonizers or Republicans, whatever you want to call them, they'll say, okay, I'll tell you what. We have to pass laws because our fate, since we're not the majority in numbers as far as race, the white race, our future and our destination can't be decided among a popular vote amongst an ethnic group that we don't like and probably don't like us, to have our fate laying firmly in their hands. Right? So we're going to pass the hell with the rules, right? One man, one vote. See, that's what they want to change. Because one man, one vote, one woman, one vote will lead to them not ever getting in power again. So they're saying, okay, well, I tell you what. Black folks, you know how it go. You name something that didn't change after the majority of us got involved in it, even if it was making money. Okay, what it is. Oh, now you need a certification. When first you didn't need a certification. Oh, we're not doing that no more. You can't just, freely do that now. It's a protocol and we changed the whole system up. Man, what they saying is too many of y'all are getting involved in this thing and you're taking it over. So we got to change the rules because, although when doing black color codes and Jim Crow and white supremacy where, we created the game of majority rule because we was the white majority. So we created that game to keep you out. But now since you are becoming a majority, we got to change the game and it's no longer majority rule. We got to figure out a new methodology, right? But while we figuring out this new methodology, we got to make it hard for you to vote and, we got to make it harder for you to use your numbers, even though you are playing by the rules that we set. But since we can't win the game, we got to change the rules of the game, to give the colonizers leverage. Right. Now, you got black leaders in great positions, great power, all throughout the U.S. of A., right? But they're playing this, not all of them. I take it back, not all of them. But I'm saying for those who are playing this game of appeasement, right? But at the detriment to themselves and their people, right? All because you want to keep an image alive that you had back in your day. And what was passed down to you from your grandparents and their grandparents, all that was, I hate to say it, a lot of that was sickly, man. It was, come on, man, you've been in slavery for over 400 years. You've been turned inside out and upside down. You think you're going to walk out of there with intact. Your whole way of survival was to keep your head down. Don't look white folks in the eye, and you can make it to another day. Well, that ideology, it won't suffice, and it has no need for it today. Right? So, people get mad at you. Today's sentiment is, who gives a shit? But why? We got the right to say who gives a shit because we had time to analyze. We had time to monitor. We had time to go in real deep and uncover what was hidden, right? Or what was kept away from us purposely. Now we able to look at it and realize, wait a minute, we went through all that shit and for what, We mad at ourselves really more than we are mad at the colonizer in some instances, because why did we put up with it for so long, right? Why did we let them implement fear into us, right? And why didn't we all unite and kick ass? What was the common denominator what wouldn't, or what was the grip tonight? Right. What made us weak to not claim our throne? What was that? Right. What was the grip tonight? Wait, I'm gonna tell you, what the grip tonight was? White Jesus and white Christianity. Got the black man and woman, got them good. Some even got them up until today's time. Now, they did that as far as scientific, psychological, mind trickery, tricks and lies. Yeah, they did that one. That invention of that Constantine's Christianity and that white Jesus, man, that was kryptonite for black folk. Right? You better be good, white Jesus gonna get you. I mean, they put, look, in that's Colombia, right? That's not just Colombia. They got the tall statue of that white Jesus on a mountain with all that hanging over them to remind them. Because, that's Brazil. That's Brazil. Because in Brazil, with Ganga Zumba and his crew, they was whooping ass. They put their white Jesus as a reminder. You ain't getting into heaven. White Jesus ain't letting you into heaven if you keep on with that black power. Let's control our own destiny sentiments. Right? I bet it ain't your fault, Brazil. They got Africa too. They sent the missionaries in there and turned them upside down. And, they create the problem and then they be the solution. They got you fighting against yourselves while then they step in and this ain't right. Y'all shouldn't be doing this. We're going to give y'all some more rights. After they stole everything, but that's another game. They did that one too. Got them good. They got us again every time, every instance where black folk rose up and said, you know what, man, the hell with this. I'm not finna live like no animals, bro. I ain't finna be getting beat out in these streets. I ain't finna be treated like shit. That's it. Let's go take action. And every time they dialed up one of their own, look here, we need you to start tuning up the organ and the piano, get the drums ready, get your bass player. We need another singing of We Shall Overcome and Amazing Grace. Yeah, we got to put some people to sleep, And there you go. I mean, oh my God, as soon as I hear them, my blood just, as soon as I hear them crank up that note, When I hear that I gotta start running the exercise so I don't fall asleep. You know, they put that frequency on you. They get to hitting them notes and putting that frequency, that sleep frequency. As soon as they amazing us going to sleep. Yeah, they put that sleep frequency on you. It's over with. Yeah, your eyelids get heavy. You lost all the fight. You ain't got no more fight in you. You know, and it's like, okay, I surrender. You know, let me go back to sleep. I mean, they work it. You know, I can't believe it's still effective in 2021, but damn. You know? So, anyway, Black's Journey, my movie, my film. You gotta check the film out, Black's Journey. BLACS. Black's Journey. BLAC without the K. Journey is on FlexNet TV. It's also on VCMfilms.gumroad.com, and Gumroad is GUMROAD.com. Shout out to A-Tone Productions. Shout out to Eaton Clothing Co. We just did a interview. One of the founding members, Gary Kelly, aka AO the Famous, with the Eaton Clothing gear. Check out me on Houston Media Source, Everyday People, the Everyday People Show, and I host some of the Verbal Pick Radio interviews, and that's Comcast and AT&T Uverse. With that said, wow, man, how can I put this? I gotta put this in a special way, y'all, before I leave, right? I gotta come up with the tightest. Look, we do it like this. Let's do it like this. Love yourself and who you are, right? Be in love with yourself, right? Because when you in love with yourself, you know, you can make good decisions, right? When you in love with yourself, and not saying selfishly, meaning when you in love with who you are, that means you're checking everything, right? Because you don't want to fall for the okie doke, right? Because you proud, you love yourself, you don't want to be the fool, right? You don't want to be nobody's fool. So what you do is you analyze, you listen, you analyze, and you're like, no, I don't. That don't sound right, because I don't want to look like an idiot to the public, right? So what you do is you don't be, because in the case of Enrique Tarrio, right, a black Cuban who was the leader of the Proud Boys, who prided themselves of white supremacy. Now the question is were they playing him, or was he playing them? It'll all come out in the future, right? In time. But man, it's getting crazy out there is all I'm saying. Man. It is getting crazy. You burn a Black Lives Matter flag when that sentiment of Black Lives Matter, Afro Cuban Lives Matter, which is same as Black Lives Matter, when you and your family was discriminated against. Sammy Davis Jr. told you, man, I had to call myself Puerto Rican because they hated Afro Cubans in America. And you rose to the ranks to be the leader of what was deemed as a white supremacist organization. I mean, you can't write this stuff, is all I'm saying. That's all you can. Only in America, as they say. Verbal Pick Radio, we're out.